bá parí màá tó lè sọ̀rọ̀. Bá parí màá tó lè sọ̀rọ̀.
Now, dear, we talk about indirectly hunger in the land. That's how we're going to do it.
Hunger in the land as well.
You know, say,
People were looting it.
thank you. That's how we do it. Governor fires deputy governor states.
C'est les fous. Toi, mais. It's a good day at the newsstand, and we're saying good morning to you on today's edition of this program, Bystanders at Newsstands, your number one newspaper review program on Flip TV. All the way from Lagos, Nigeria, all the way from the newsstand, we're saying good morning. We thank you for always joining us on this platform. Michael Adekunle is my name. Quickly to what we have on the front pages of these Nigerian newspapers. We have the Nation newspaper crisis. Rocks Ondo Exco over Akredolu Deputy Field. Crisis rocks Ondo Exco over Akredolu Deputy Field. Governor fires Deputy Governor's aides. Aidatiwa, I remain loyal. That's what he's saying to the governor. Commissioners, essays, jittery. So the next one, we have flood storm kills over 5,000 in Libya town. Flood storm kills over 5,000 in Libya town. Of course, that's a tragic one in Libya there. That's on the front page of the same paper, the Nation newspaper. Trade between Nigeria EU grows to 45 billion euros. So the next one, cargoes for evacuation to decongest Lagos ports. Quickly to the Punch newspaper. The Punch. On labor, post subsidy talks. Labor threatens indefinite strike, gives 1 week ultimatum. Labor threatens indefinite strike, gives 1 week ultimatum. Giving a bag of rice to 12 people, 100 million naira to each lawmaker, insulting. That's what our labor has said on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Government has absconded from negotiation table, fails to meet workers' demands, says NLC. Moving on to the accident that happened yesterday. One dies as truck crashes on Lagos Bridge. That's $10 bridge. Yesterday, one dies as truck crashes on Lagos Bridge. Yesterday. On to the next one. Despite serious challenges, Nigerians believe in democracy, oppose authoritarianism. We have Tinubu orders probe as 901 in 61 boat accidents. Tinubu orders probe as 901 die in 61 boat accidents. Nigerians to clear goods from Cotonou ports, say customs. All right, moving down to the Punch newspaper. Very, very important one. The major headline. It reads, fear grips governors as tribunals shake lawmakers. Fear grips governors as tribunals shake lawmakers. Labour Party reps sacked in Lagos. Labour Party reps sacked in Lagos, Enugu. The last story we're reading to the viewers across the globe, Nigeria needs 159 additional aircraft by 2042, says Airbus. All right, we have our reviewers right at the newsstand to review what we have on the front pages of these papers. Let's quickly have Matthew. Or anybody can come
No, we
on
are
board.
not acting drama here. So what drama? This una the confess. I'm a plus. I want to talk today. I beg. I beg.
Alright.
I don't want to talk.
Hello. Let's
wait.
maintain. Let's maintain. Get
Every day
correct.
they do. Tell me talk first today. Finish.
All right, no
Please.
problem.
No, I'm not talking much. I'm not talking.
This is what you did the other time.
Yes, I'm not talking much. You are an elderly man, please. I'm waiting, elderly man. Okay. Back to check, elderly man. I'm not talking much. Just let me go.
All right, no problem. All right, thank you, MC Grammar.
You are my father. What's your problem?
Once a comedian, he's always a comedian. All right. Okay, Grandma, good morning to you.
All right, good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Nigerians and diaspora. Good morning, Nigerians everywhere you're watching me from. This is Instagram. I just want to say this, and I pray that God Almighty will always provide for everybody. I tell you something. This is a renewed Instagram. This is a different Instagram. This is a repackaged Instagram, and that's what That's why I said this morning. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah, right. Good morning to everybody.
All right.
And they are also saying good morning to you,
All
MC
right,
Grammar. Now the warning strike embarked on last week.
Okay.
I think that's over. That's 2 days warning strike by Labour, and Labour is still threatening that there will be another strike. And Labour has given 1 week ultimatum to the federal government to review negotiations and also meet the demands of Nigerians.
Okay.
What do you see in this drama?
Okay, fine. I'm not here to speak English this morning, please. Let us address this issue. Let us address it properly. Now, let me just say this to Labour. Labour is not doing what they are supposed to do in this country. Honestly, I'm disappointed in Labour, and I'm not saying it because I want people to say, yeah, he's talking. No, because I'm fully disappointed in them. Even from the onset, when Tinubu kicked off this government, Labour are supposed to come. Even for when he increased fuel, remove fuel subsidy, I expected Labour to do something. They did not do something. Then they were sitting on the fence, no problem. Now the thing is now going deep now. Now they are coming out to say they are going to do this. To me, I look at it as if they are not serious to me. As that you don't need to tell somebody you are giving him a warning strike. You see, these are the language I don't like in Nigeria. You don't need to tell a government you are giving him a warning strike.
That was last week.
Yes, you don't need to. Government that you do things the way you want to do it, because they do things the way they want to do. And when you want to do your own, you do it the way you want to do it. Government doesn't respect you, and you must not respect government. You can only respect government when government is doing the needful. Like I said the other time, a lot of people can come out here, speak English. I am not interested in speaking English. I am interested in addressing the thing the way it is like. I'm not here to come and start speaking one calm English. Not me, because this thing is paining Nigerians. This thing is getting across to us. Every Nigerian is not happy about this thing. Everybody's lamenting. Everybody's complaining. And so, do we all sit down? Somebody must make effort to talk. Somebody must make effort to address this nonsense in this country. And that's exactly what I'm saying. So, like I said, if you look at me this morning, I'm not fully happy because of what is happening in this country. It's not giving me joy. It's not giving me happiness. And I know it's not giving you happiness. I mean, what stops us from having a good government, from enjoying our own country, from enjoying our own fuel? Nothing stops us from enjoying. But now look at it. Tinubu is telling us that the final he goes to is going to start working by December. Those ones are cock and book story. That's the truth. But let me just tell you, the truth this morning is this. NSC, okay, fine. If you're just waking up, congratulations to you. But I hope you carry out these threats. I hope your 1 week will be 1 week. I hope that indefinite strike will come in, because Tinubu is not moved by all this thing you are saying. He's not moved. I don't mind going to his grave. He's not moved. So all this what you're saying, he doesn't want to hear. So what I'm trying to say is that you would have said it earlier. Before you NLC contributed to this nonsense we are facing. Assuming it was when Tinubu increased the fuel, removed the fuel subsidy, the following day or the third day you went on strike, it would have been better. But you never did that. And now you allow Nigerians, and a lot of us now entered into it. You are now coming out to tell me now that you want to go on indefinite strike. Like I tell you the other time, I said a lot of people can come here to speak, English to you. I am not here to speak English. They can come here to confuse you with their formula talking. I am not here to convince anybody with my formula talking. But I'm here this morning to tell Nigerians that we don't want the way this country is going. We want a change in this country, and nobody can stop it. If you are not interested in what I'm saying over there, you listen to me. My brother, know what to do to yourself, please. This is my own opinion. It is not your own opinion. It is my own personal opinion. And that is why I'm just saying this to you. Please, I want to say this. When I'm talking, nobody should be giving signal. I don't like it when you give signal that I should go, because I don't like Nigerians for that thing. When I'm talking, making sense, people always give. Please allow me to say what I want to say, because this thing is affecting Nigerians. That is how you did. Let me tell you, that is the foolish thing you did. Tinubu entered there. You were saying Jagaban. I was here when you were shouting Jagaban. He entered, he saw you pepper now. You cannot talk. And you are doing head like a fish. So please, please. No, please. Let me just talk, because this morning I'm hot. Sorry. I'm hot this morning.
You need to take it easy, guys.
Yes, because we need to address this. This thing is coming too much. It's becoming too much of a government. I told somebody I will not be using abusive language. I will not be using abusive language on our leaders again. I've stopped it. I'm not going to be using it, and I will never use it again. But I have to address the issue the way I see it. Like, please, NSC, if really you said you are going to give them warning strike, stand by it. When it's that time they refuse to do anything, strike. If it takes you 3 months to strike, strike. If it takes you how many months, strike. Because we're in this together. We must revive this country back. We must take back our father's land. We must bring back this country the way it used to be. I remember 80s when corruption has not eaten deep into this country. I am among the people that benefited then. So what are we talking about? Corruption started when Buhari got there. When Babangida got there, he started exposing corruption. Corruption was underground, but they were covering it. But Babangida got there, exposed it. That is why I will never forget. I will never forgive the likes of Babangida. That's the truth. So please, I want to say this at this particular point in time. NLC, if it is true that you are going on indefinite strike, please, I want to beg you, go on that indefinite strike. 1 week, if you are unable to meet up your demands. 1 week, if you are unable to meet up, go on that strike. And I don't want any excuse. Please, NLC president, I don't want any excuse, chairman or whatever. Don't come and give me an excuse that the reason you are there. Don't let them bribe you. Remember that they give all those tribunal 10 billion each. So don't let them come with 1 billion to you, or how many billion to you, and you don't start to say rubbish. That's the truth. I want you to go on that strike. If you're going, go on that strike. Honestly, it's just quite unfortunate. Nigeria is not a country that you can lead protests. I'm available for protests. I've made it. I wanted to lead guys, but who are the ones to protest with me? Nobody. Everybody's afraid of their life. I'm from out on this world. Nothing will harm someone like me. That is nothing to us. You don't see gun. What is gun to us? We don't fear gun. A nation, a community that is well made with so many things. You come to Juju, we are there alive. So what are we talking about? What is gone? What is gone? So please, let us see. If you talk, you will die. If you don't talk, you will die. Let us talk and die. What's the problem? So that's the truth. Even if you don't talk, you will die. If you talk, you will die. So let us all talk and die. So the thing is,
popular Nigerian musician Mohbad is dead.
Popular Nigerian musician.
He passed on at the age of 27.
Who is that?
Mohbad.
Okay, Mohbad. All right.
Would you like to express your sympathy?
Okay, I'd like to express my sympathy to Mohbad, the dead popular Nigerian musician. It's quite unfortunate that we lost a genius. You understand? So I know Mohbad very well. He's a popular Nigerian musician, and it's quite unfortunate that he died that way. But I just want to say this opportunity to say that may God just accept his soul in the heaven place. And I pray that he continues to rest in peace, because, you know, it is a traditional thing here in Nigeria that when somebody dies, we just give him RIP. So I just say you continue to rest in peace, and while we continue to move on, because everybody's going to answer their calling. It's quite unfortunate you died now, but I know, like, how old was he?
27.
27, right? Mm-hmm. So it's quite painful. So I'm very sorry for that. But, you know, life goes on. But we are going to mourn you, because somebody has to mourn us too. Even me that I'm talking, somebody will mourn me one day. That's the truth. I may be talking like a big boss now, but it could be tomorrow. I will also be mourned. So the only thing now is, I just want to say, Mohbad, I want to greet you and your family. I want to greet everybody. And I say that God Almighty will continue to guide you. At this point, I want to tell everybody, my name remains MC Grammar, the only guy that says the truth all the time. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, MC Grammar. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew. You're welcome on board. Sorry about what happened. All right, you can also join us on our sister channel, Flip TV Plus, for juicy content, for good content. You can join us on Flip TV Plus. Thank you so much, Matthew. You're welcome on board. It's another good day. All right, now moving down to what we have on the front page of the Punch newspaper about Labour, threatening the federal government, giving government a 1 week ultimatum to see to the problems of Nigeria and meet with the demands of Nigerian workers. What's your take on it?
Once again, thank you for having me. I think what Labour is fighting for is a just cause. Only that I've lost confidence in the ability of Labour to have a constructive engagement. Because this is not the first time we'll be seeing Labour attempting to engage government constructively, and before you know it, they will check it out. So I don't know whether they will sustain this struggle. I understand that the last time we saw a Labour that had the potency to fight was the Labour under Comrade Adam Oshiomhole. Since Adam Oshiomhole left office, under the era of Ayuba Waba, we are seeing Ajaero. I think Labour have lost all it takes to fight. Labour have become a two-step bulldog. But again, I think the government on its own is not getting it right. I must tell you. Because this is a government that didn't waste time in removing subsidy on gasoline, otherwise known as petrol. One would have expected that as a government that know that they needed to remove subsidy should know that it comes with challenge. And the government is acknowledging the challenges that comes with the subsidy removal. But they are not addressing those challenges. The only thing we are hearing from government is promises upon promises. Looking at see the government is campaigning after election. Because as we speak, it's on record that this government has promised to roll out 3,000 vehicles that run on CNG. And research has proven that if you use CNG, compressed natural gas, to run vehicles as against fossil fuel, I'm talking about gasoline, you'll be saving about 50% of your operational costs. So one begin to ask, what is tying the hand of this government from rolling out that vehicle? More than 1 or 2 months after the promise. Does it give the government out as a serious government? I have a situation where the government have equally promised to give out 1 billion each to about 75 companies. That is 75 billion. And as we speak, the government is tarrying. And the aim is to galvanize economic activities to grow our GDP. And as we speak, the government have not even deemed it fit to do that. And I hope Taiwo Odulade is listening before he start challenging me that I'm telling lies. So that let him verify if actually government have disbursed the 75 billion they promised to give out to 75 companies. That will be 75 billion. It's a good intervention, but what is delaying it? I want Odulade to respond whether the government have disbursed it. Maybe perhaps I do not have access to that classified information. Then again, the government will equally promise to give about 1 million each to some number of medium and scale some businesses that is under this SME. But as we speak, the government have not deemed fit to make it a reality. So one begin to ask, is the government actually serious with all this intervention? And it's on record that this government have approved and disbursed 70 billion for National Assembly. I think it's on that basis that on one of the dailies, I think it's Punch, where the Labour is alleging that the National Assembly members is getting 100 million each. Yeah. As against ordinary Nigerians getting 12 persons getting one bag of rice. So I think it's within that 70 billion. So I'm saying it so that Taiwo Odulade can verify whether actually government approved 70 billion for National Assembly members, and they have not been able to give such to the vulnerable. So the issue is this: if you had the willpower, the resources to give 100 million each to National Assembly members, 8,000 you promise the vulnerable, what is holding it? You say you want to review it. More than 1 month, 2 months after you promise to review it, you have not done anything in that regard. And in less than a week, After you make your intention to give 70 billion to National Assembly members, it has been approved and disbursed. So for me, I think the government is not interested in the welfare of Nigerians. As we speak, it's on record that 133 million Nigerians are extra multidimensionally poor. A record from the National Bureau of Statistics. I want Ondo State to verify it. And another thing is, before Muhammadu Buhari left office, he borrowed $800 million from World Bank to be used by this current administration or whoever wins the election to cushion the impact of subsidy removal on the vulnerable. It's on record that the government have not told us how they utilize that money. I want Ondo State to verify it.
He said he's here. He's listening to you.
No, I want you to verify and tell me if I'm telling lies. Because he challenged me the other day. That's why I want to engage him constructively. Whether actually Muhammadu Buhari government borrowed that money, whether he had the classified information, how the government have utilized it. As we speak, government unified Naira at the official window. And it's part of the hardship we are seeing. Every stakeholder agreed that subsidies should go, including myself. Even in 2012, of the view that subsidies should go. Today, my opposition have not changed. I'm of the view that subsidies should go. And all the three major political parties and their candidates, P2B, Atiku, Tinubu, during their election, agreed that subsidies should go. The difference is the way this government is managing the subsidy removal and unification of Naira at the official window and other policies that is coming with it. So for me, I think the government is not getting it right in terms of that unification of Naira at the official window. I want Ondo State to verify whether before this government left office, Naira was exchanged at that window for 471 Naira to $1 before the unification of Naira at the official window. I want Mr. Ondo State, my good friend, to verify. And currently, even as government, after unification, Naira have continued to crash as against dollar to the point that it was exchanging for 1,000 to $1 before government decided to go to an Egyptian bank to borrow $3 billion through Nigerian NNPC. I want Ondo State to verify it. After the borrowing, as we speak, like 1 month after the borrowing, Naira has continued to crash against dollar to the point that Naira is already exchanging for 900 and something Naira to $1. I want Ondo State to verify it. It's going to show that that strategy is not working. You don't solve such problem by fiat, by government policy. You solve it by production, aggressive production. Now, this is a challenge to all the state governors and the federal government. I'm not including local government because state government is known to sit on their resources. The question is, the more money that are accrues to federal government coffers and the state government coffers as a result of subsidy removal, because it means more money for them, what are they using to do? Federal government and state governments, what are they using to do? Because before now, they were able to pay salaries. So beyond paying salary, the more money they are getting as a result of subsidy removal, what are they using it to do? That is why I fought the federal government when they channel the 5 billion intervention to cushion the effect of subsidy removal on the vulnerable to state governments. I fought the federal government because they ought not to do that. State governors are known to misappropriate funds meant for local governments in Nigeria. We have a serious case where a local government chairman who alleged, we understand that he had been invited by DSS and perhaps he had been suspended by the councillors and he may have been removed from office. It's quite unfortunate. That's our society we find ourselves. So for me, I think the government can do better.
Now, away from that, Matthew, let's go to Ondo State. Just like Obaseki in Edo State, who has been in serious feud with his deputy, Akeredolu, is the present one now. He's the one embarking on that. And he has sacked the head of his deputy. Now, can you just enlighten us on what is going there? I understand the fact that when the governor was on medical leave in Germany, there were rumors, surrounding his health and all of that. And the people that were loyal to him, at the end of the day, became disloyal. Are you getting that? So, can you just enlighten us more on what?
I think it will have some political undertone, because just like you said, and people are aware that at a point, there were controversy as to whether he should transmit power to his deputy. And at a point, he wrote the House of Assembly and formally transmitted power to his deputy. But Akeredolu is my man. He's my man because he's a man that speaks truth to power. Truth to power. He's my man because I've seen him during the administration of Muhammadu Buhari when they needed people to speak up against the excesses of Fulani herdsmen. But because people were afraid of, I don't want to be in the bad book of Mr. President, nobody was ready to speak. He was always there to speak for the masses. So to that extent, I love his leadership style. But the crisis, I think it has to do with politics. One thing is clear. The governor of the state have absolute power in that state. Just like the president have absolute power in Nigeria. That is why even in Ondo State, you can see that even the current deputy governor, I talked about Commissioner, have moved out of government house. Yeah. And there was a scenario where his, of course, his media aides were sacked by the governor. Because at the level of the presidency, the president hires the aides or the vice president. And the same thing is applicable to the governor and how they manage it. So he can hire and fire the media aide and aides of the deputy governor. Perhaps because their utterances and their attitude and their action while he was away in Germany attending to his health, they have necessitated that.
Okay. Now, the first crisis is what we need to talk about now. Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, another crisis. About 2,500 documents to be released by the FBI in October. This is a person that said a few days ago that he can now focus on development in Nigeria after the tribunal judgment. Do you see him losing focus?
One thing, but let me say that until a time when such documents are officially released by the authorities in America, there's a little to which we can discuss it. But let me quickly say that Nigeria have a way of disregarding or not taking into cognizance what happened outside the country. They can easily tell you that it doesn't have effect in Nigeria. Don't forget that in the election petition tribunal, presidential election petition tribunal, the report of the European Union that was used as evidence by one of the parties, petitioners, tribunal did not waste time in throwing it away. According to them, that the way and manner it was brought in, it was not admissible in Nigerian court. So in the same vein, I'm not seeing such to have weight because Nigerian authorities but Nigeria, the world is a global community. So that if a person is indicted in another country, I think it ought to have effect in your own country. But unfortunately, why I do not take all this seriously is our judges, our courts have a way of have so many discretionary power. And out of that discretion, the way and manner they give judgment, it doesn't give Nigerians confidence in the judicial system. So for me, I don't take such things too serious.
All right, thank you so much, Matthew. I appreciate you for coming on board. Sorry, the rain, right? You just need to manage the situation.
Yeah.
You just need to manage it.
Charles is doing a lot of work.
Okay, good morning to you, Michael. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, quickly to the saga in Ondo State. It seems it's a war between the governor and the deputies now. Governors and deputies. Obaseki versus Shuaibu. Akeredolu versus his own deputy governor as well. I don't know what you see in all this drama. Is there anything you want to say?
We've always had governors and their deputies at some point have issues with themselves. And for me, I don't like wasting time when such things occur. Because anything that does not translate into good governance for the people of such states, I don't think we should belabor it. So Akeredolu and his deputy having feud among themselves as soon as Akeredolu came back from the medical vacation. It's unfortunate. We've been seeing him sacking the media person of the deputy governor for whatever reason. I think it's best known to him. But what is important is that the people of Ondo State must begin to feel that they have a governor. The people of Ondo State must not be caught in the web of whatever transpired between Akeredolu and his deputy. What is important is for the people of Ondo State to have dividends of democracy, to have their lives getting better as a result of Akeredolu being the governor. I think that is what the focus should be.
That's what the focus should be. On to the next one. Tinubu in fresh crisis. Trouble is looming. Michael, about 2,500 documents will be released by the FBI. This is the precedent that the Tribunal of recent just gave verdict that is the winner of the 2023 presidential poll. Chicago State University crisis. I don't know if it's still ongoing, but there was a hearing yesterday concerning that, as regards that. Another fresh crisis. October, they're expecting another drama. Tinubu, what can you say? Don't you think this man will lose focus? This is a person that said it after the PEP, judgment, that he can now focus on developmental issues. Don't you see the president, getting tired? Don't you see him losing focus?
Thank you. I think I would call him he's becoming like a cat with the 9 lives. From one issue to another and all of that. Even from the past, that has been his life. Wow. Even when he was a governor, there were court issues and all of that hanging on his neck, and one way or the other, he's been scaling through some of those litigations. So, and up to now, as a president, he still have some issues to clarify. People taken to court over clarifications of results and some of the other issues that he had in America then. But by and large, what is important is that Nigeria should not bear the brunt of some of those things. I hope those things doesn't distract him from governance. So far, I think he's been able to manage it maybe properly. In my estimation, we saw him in India recently, attending to national matters and all of that. So as long as those things don't distract him from getting focused on what he should be doing as a president, because for me that is what is important. His legal, his court issues will be sorted out with time. Whatever the court pronounced should take effect. That is my position. But as a president, he must remain focused. Nigeria need a lot of things. Nigerians are going through a lot of things now that the president needs to attend to, and he cannot afford to be distracted at this point in time. So he must remain focused in spite of those litigations hanging on him.
Now, Professor Banji Akinyemi, during an interview Bolaji Akinyemi, during an interview on Arise TV, said Tinubu is paying the price of Jonathan's and Buhari's bad leadership, bad administration. Jonathan, you said misleading people. Jonathan, people believe Jonathan did well during his own time. Of course, majority still believe that Buhari administration was nothing to write home about. But is it true that this man is really paying for the bad governance in Nigeria?
I think we can afford to pass the buck, and I think that's the way I will see it. If you ask Jonathan in his time, he will tell you that he has inherited some bad leadership issues from Obasanjo and all of that. So there will always be things to point to as what is not going fine when you pick up an administration or when you take up a job. But what is important as a president, stating from what Professor Bolaji Akinyemi said, I don't want to believe that, of course, it's an accumulation of misgovernance that has happened even before Jonathan. It can't be taken it from Jonathan. there has been misadministration and misappropriation of resources even before Jonathan.
Which government?
So it has always been there. What he's saying is not new. What is important is that as a president, you understand the job. Mr. President has always been part of government, whether directly or indirectly, since 1999. In fact, since 1992. So it's not new. As a matter of fact, there was a time he said, "Don't pity me. I don't need your pity. I applied for the job. Thank you. I actually applied for the job." So it's not about what Jonathan and Buhari has done per se. Fine, some of those things are there because it is governance is continuous. Governance is continuous. Some of the errors they make will definitely be on ground as at the time a new administration comes on board. We can't rule that out. But what is important is that the president is familiar with all of this. It shouldn't be put on our face as an excuse. You are aware that those things are there. It's not that it's when you got here that you now saw it. No, not at all. You have always been part of this government, and I think we are not set. Nigerians are not set for poor passing now. What is important is fix it.
Solving the problem.
That is the job you have applied for. Fix it.
That's what you've applied for.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Michael, would you like to express your sympathy? Mohbad, popular Nigerian musician, is gone. Too young, 27.
It's a sad one. When I got the news, I think yesterday evening, very sad that we lost a young, vibrant Nigerian artist. It's sad. My heart goes out to the entire family. It's a sad one for the music industry, and it's a sad one for our nation. It's a very great loss, and we commiserate with the family.
All right, thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me hold it for you. You want to talk? You want to hold the microphone? You want to hold the umbrella? Don't worry. All right, Charles. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, Charles. Good morning to you. How you doing? All right. You've seen it. You've heard it. 2,500 documents to be released. FBI to commence investigation into the case of Tinubu. And we ask a question. Why is it Tinubu all the time? Why is it the president all the time? From one crisis to another, one problem to another. Is there anything you would like to say? Because we can't give judgment at this point in time. Yeah.
Once again, good morning. Before I go on, we have to send our sympathy to the Libyans and the Moroccan government. But loss of one's life is not in order with what we are expecting in Africa here. My sympathy goes to the Moroccan family. If it has not happened to you, you will not know the importance of losing mostly the beloved ones. So my sympathy to all the Moroccans and the Libyan family. We pray that the good Lord will always give them the fortitude to bear these are what I'm calling irreparable loss. You have said, you asked a question about the FBI. Well, when you look at Tinubu himself, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ahmed Bola Aslanji Tinubu, according to some people who say he's paying the prices of whatever that had happened in previous regime. We are talking about the president of Nigeria, and we should also know that our president has been part of this government for long now. I don't think this is not the first time. Even coming in as the governor of Lagos State, I don't think this has been the first time that he has been in power, whether directly or indirectly. You find out that the assumption of this democracy, they are part of it, directly or indirectly, in one way or the other. Then even to the extent of becoming the governor of Lagos State. It has been from one issue to another. Even when he was the governor of Lagos State, at the end of the day, he also scaled through. Well, I am not, without even wasting much of your time, we should know that these are part of the democracy we are in. Even if one of the functions and the ingredients of democracy is just to come as in, just to give you a competition like this, for you to know that you are not only sitting on that particular seat, just like that. A lot of individuals must give you a fighting spirit for you to know that it's very, very important and vital to be there. Well, what we are seeing, and what I will say is that we pray that at the end of the day, they should know that whatever they are doing is going to have a side or a normal influence on the lives of Nigerians, because court or no court, all these things. So that if Nigerians have known that this is the right person that should be at that particular seat, we should be able to know that the person should hit the ground running immediately instead of distracting whatever government that is in power, whether this or that. So I am saying that let them know, feel the fact that doing the needful should have been the best thing and the best option for Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. Let's talk about the tragedy that happened in Lagos yesterday, Otedola Bridge. That bridge has serious records of accidents. Yesterday, the truck fell down. You saw Nigeria. The dramatic part of that whole issue is that Nigerians were going there to loot some of those goods, some of those products. Is it has the hunger gotten to that extent, to that level?
Well, Mr. Michael, thanks for that question. There's a problem. We're having a very issues in this country, and one of the problems is we Nigerians, we always look for a little opportunity or advantages to start looting in things that was not supposed to be. A palliative was issued by the Federal Republic of Nigeria that should be shared to the entire masses. And at the end of the day, we have seen how the palliative was shared among different individuals within themselves. When you are talking about palliative, I am not in support of what happened in one of the bridges here in Lagos State. Nigeria has a very big problem. One of the problems we are having in Nigeria, now you ask yourself this question. A tanker loaded with a full bags of rice was moving. We have a lot of business mongols in Nigeria that are very, very high in the class that has the money. Probably this is a rice that belongs to a personal businessman moving his product from one particular state to another or from one warehouse to another. An accident occurs. Nigerians will not look at it as if every movement of van happens to be what? A palliative from the federal government. And it's not supposed to be like that. Nigerians, the problem we're having in this country, okay, we have seen a lot of situations whereby you see that a lot of tankers will fail or will have an accident because of it's being loaded with fuel and rice and other things. Instead of most of these Nigerians going on to sympathize with the accident victim or rescue the accident victim, what they are after is how to make away or loot most of the things that are there. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. I don't call it, I don't call it hunger anymore. I call it, this is what I call it, from a criminal sect of view. It's not supposed to be like that. We are in a country where I know there's a lot of hungers in the land. People are jobless. That was why I told you a few years ago that if you see that a lot of individuals are jobless, there's no work. Jobless people in different places. But that doesn't mean that you should go in and start looting in what you know. That these are things that you are supposed to have sympathized with such individuals. But you could not even do that. What are you doing? Just to loot what you don't know. That is why I commended the federal government and the Lagos State government for what they have done by saying that they are going to create a railway that will be moving about 90 containers every day from Lagos to Ibadan. It's a welcome development. If you have been able to be part of this railway, if you have able to, as in you have moved from railway to this railway line, train and other thing, you know that it's one of the most safer means of transportation we have in this country. Now, if federal government would be able to do that, by creating or establishing such way, we're going to see a lot of crimes will be reduced in Nigeria. But that you don't have job doesn't give you the right. A lot of us that doesn't have job. That is why I told you some time ago, if you have seen anyone, let me know. I personally, Charles, I will apply for that. Are you getting me? But we should not come here and start looking at things personally, because we are in a situation whereby you have seen that this particular individual, you're supposed to sympathize with them, but you are not there to sympathize with them. All you are after is just to loot out what is actually meant for them. So it's not good. It doesn't work well, and I think the federal government should have done what to do about it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, moving down to Ondo State. Are you aware that the governor, Akeredolu, has sacked the media aide of his deputy governor? Are you aware?
Yes, very, very much aware. Well,
don't you think he's throwing the part of Obaseki?
Very, very well. Mr. Michael, I love your sense of judgment. I love that, because the question was what was beating my mind for some time now. You see, the issues we're having in this country, is that a lot of deputy governor fighting deputy, a lot of deputy fighting governors. If you can see, even to today, we in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians have not even recovered from the shocks that Atiku and Baba himself, being Obasanjo, during their time as a president and a vice president of this country. I think there was a lot of power tussle between both of them. So when you look at it, a lot of Nigerians have not even recovered from such issues. So I am not happy with whatever we are seeing, because it's not healthy to our own personal democracy in Africa. Not only in Nigeria, but in Africa entirely. But you see the governor himself terminating the contract of giving to most of the aides of the deputy governor. I think he has every right to do that. When you have seen as the people that are much more loyal to you after going for a vacation, a health vacation in Germany, you came back and you found out that most of the people that are much more loyal to you are no more loyal, because you have been seeing a lot of foul plays being played by even the deputy governor or whoever that you left here in power. But what I'm saying is that before these people came into the power, in every state we have about thousands and millions of people in every state. You as a governor, you as a deputy, the governor sat you down and said to you, I want you to be my running mate. And everybody celebrated, they clapped within themselves, and then there was a celebration in the party that this person is going to be the running mate to the person, this party flag bearer, as in, let's say, PDP or APC, depending on the political party they are in. But at the end of the day, you find out that after everything, among all the millions of people, you decided to choose one person. So it should have given you much more room for you to have known that choosing this particular person, you should have known that this person will be able to work immensely with you. I know, even in our different families, we do have issues. But what matters most, a father and a mother, if you have issues and you decided to exploit it in terms of going down to your children, it's going to have what I may call a burden effect in the life of your children. So the governor and the deputy governor, the chairman, depending on whoever that is having this power tussle, if this thing continues, exactly what is going on in Ondo State, nobody is happy with whatever that is going on there. What we are expecting from them is bring down your house together, put your house together so that you will be able to work for the betterment of those people that put you in office, but not fighting. At the end of the day, you find out that 4 years, in 4 years to come, there's nothing like good dividends of democracy, which we have been taught when we were in secondary school in those days. Dividends of democracy is all about most of what I may call the social amenities. A lot of them might not be there because of the power tussle that most of this government. I could remember the former minister of youth and sports, Barrister Solomon Dalong, who happens to be my lecturer when I started my university at UniJos then, Barrister Solomon Dalong from Panshi. He said that if you cannot compete, you cannot develop, and that is true. If they are not competing within themselves, they cannot develop. But you have said it, and you have decided out of thousands and millions of people, you have decided to bring in this person to be your running mate. For that reason, you should be able to know that there are some certain things that that person will have to do at the end of the day that might not be in accordance to what you wanted. But what matters most is bringing down your house together so that at the end of the day, you'll be able to work for the entire masses and be able to deliver that dividends of democracy instead of fighting all over. At the end of the day, you find out that these 4 years at the office will not be used for anything. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Ole, how are you doing?
Yeah. Good morning.
Can someone just... Okay. Welcome on board.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, good morning, Mike. Yeah.
How you doing?
You're good, doing a great job, yeah. So we really need to appreciate you.
And you too.
Let me greet
guys.
good morning, America. Good morning, London. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, everybody there. And the good people of the flame, I throw away my salute to you. Mickey, it's Mickey. Yeah, it's a great Mickey, especially.
Okay.
That's really a good at the top. Then I will try and call out to the Okafor this morning. I think you need to grow with your age, and at the same time, all these derogatory, comments will be dishing out. It's not of your age, this thing. At your age, you should be doing that. For your children, let your children let good things from you, right? All the yabis, the hebo is going, the handshake is going above the hebo. To the Okafor, take note. I think you are an elderly person, so you think your age, right?
I don't understand this morning. Kunle, okay. You're saying good morning to Abu Africa Monsaya. That was one of our viewers saying good morning to you. Pan Afro. Good morning, Taiwo Odunlade. Good morning, Benga George. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, Andrew Ogunjimi.
Yeah, Andrew. A nice
Andrew,
man.
yeah,
A nice man, Andrew.
Romero Ray. So good morning to you, Michael James. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Chimeze. Good morning. Moki Grades. Robert Uche.
Chop.
And others, other viewers that we cannot mention for now.
It's a rainy day.
It's a rainy day. My phone is also wet. All right, so Kule, we have a situation where lawmakers go home with 100 million naira. We have 12 people sticking to one bag of rice, hustling to get a bag of rice in Nigeria. That's what the Nigeria Labour Congress is saying, and sounding warning to the federal government that you are not doing the right thing. You need to raise up, stand up, and let the vulnerables, get these palliatives that were rolled out by the government. Kule, what can you say?
What I can say, it marvels me when you say lawmakers going home with 100 million naira. Each lawmaker, individual, each one of them go home with 100 million naira for what? Is it for constituency projects? Is it for their own pocket money? We need to analyze things clearly. So I don't really know what that money is meant for, right? So we need to do our research and know
that's
what that money
Labour is saying.
Labour should come out and break everything down to us. Yeah, shade us, please.
The phone is gone.
So what I'm saying now, that 100 million, we need to investigate it. How come? What are they using that money for? And it's us to, you see, one thing which you shouldn't be a dormant, followers. What we need to do now, we have the representative.
What Labour is saying now is
what Labour is saying, that they go home with 100 million.
Yeah, what about the vulnerable people that need palliative?
See.
We have a situation whereby 12 people are hustling, to get a bag of rice.
I'm saying it from the deep of my, bone, of the deep of my, I'm pain with all this thing. Yes, right? What I'm saying now is that 100 million now, right? We masses. That's what I'm saying. We don't need to be docile. We need to investigate. It's just like it's our government. We don't need to sleep in slumber to realize our duty, because we put them there. They should be our servants, right? The House of Rep member you sent there, you should have access for him to bring. to come and explain the service, your service. I mean, the service he went there to represent you from, right? And what I'm saying now, that 100 million needs to be investigated. Is it for their take-home pay, or for their constituency, development, or outstanding allowance? Thank you very much.
Don't you think the palliatives rolled out should get to the right persons?
Don't let us jump the gun now, please. That 100 million is what me I'm still hammering on.
Should be investigated.
Should be investigated.
Okay.
And what we can do, likewise.
I think I understand
what we can do. Please let me land.
No,
please, let me land. Don't be in rush. That 100 million, and we have our own Ifakojaye constituency here. We should look for the person that is in control of that constituency. We need to ask questions. That 100 million, the government, you are dishing out from the government's cover. What is it meant for? I'm not going to be part of people that will just come here and start dishing out. What is your own role in checkmating these people likewise? Because you send them, you voted, you use your term to vote for them, right? And you should be able to ask them questions, because your term that you use, your time that you wasted to vote for them, shouldn't go in vain, and you should always expect productivity from them. So I'm not the type. So when this guy is trying to gag me, I don't understand them. It's so silly. You say somebody is going on with 100 million. Why somebody else, a Nigerian citizen, is languishing in poverty? It's not even sure if it's 1 square meal in a day, right? It's so barbaric to me. So that's why I say that 100 million, let's leave the case out. We do underground investigation and you can help us out too. Being an underground, a renowned journalist now, you can help us out to investigate. These are the things we need to be putting on the table. That okay, you are stealing is it stealing, or is it for infrastructure, or is it for developmental index of your constituency?
Or their personal monument.
If that is his personal monument, that means we need to occupy that House of Representatives and the Senate, right? Because people are dying in hunger, and you are taking 100 million. 100 million is a whole lot of money. Not to talk of say you want to each person, even to a community, 100 million, it will go a long way. For palliative, it will go a long way. So one man alone in the house pockets 100 million in a poor country like Nigeria.
Away from that, let's move to Ondo State, where we have the governor, Tinubu, and his deputy having a rancor.
Yeah, the rancor came to be when Akeredolu was in Germany for treatment. I think the deputy governor overstepped his boundary, actually. And there's a way whereby your boss, is incapacitated, and you are feeling for him. And there's a way as if you are even praying for him to die so that you can take over that seat. So the deputy governor was just too over ambitious. So because I was following the story, there was a time there was an adverse circulation, or there was a paper circulation that Akeredolu is dead in Germany, and you could see that the first target the Akeredolu went for was the PR,
media aids.
Media aids of the deputy government, disseminating fake news all around. And I can't blame those people, because all around Nigeria now is about fake news. And I think the obedience, they are really master of that. So,
Why will you bring up
Why would you bring such obedience? Why would you bring such a The obedience, I still repeat, the obedience, they are the master. They are the master of
what do you mean? What do you mean? Can you allow me talk?
Barbarian, please.
What do you mean by obedience are the master?
Yeah, they are the master. Propaganda. I have my point, and I still stand on my word. 100 of them. 100 of them.
Valid.
100 of them. They are valid. Why am I saying this? They laid some examples that they are really propaganda, people. Why?
Who originated propaganda?
What's it called? Look at the Chief Justice of the Federation. They went to the bamboos on demand, say Ariwala was in London collecting bribe. They could not substantiate it. They could not prove it, right? They said Tinubu is incapacitated, he cannot walk, he's lame dog, is this. Can they substantiate it? Now, they said they won the election. Come and prove it to the courts. You are talking of Chicago drug issue, this one issue. Is that what they asked you to? Now, to you that you said you want the justice and you are bullying the justice, you should know. They don't need to tell you. Go to social media.
And don't forget that there's another trouble looming.
Go to social media.
Another trouble looming, the FBI.
FBI on Tinubu, right?
On Tinubu.
They've come up now that they want to investigate. Let them investigate. Investigation.
They will release the information.
They let them release. Yeah. So FBI can investigate you on minor issues and find out that you are playing. So let them get the investigation done so that we can see whether they have any issues against it, right? So, but what I want to say, we should stop all this propaganda, blackmailing, issues. That's why I'm for here now. And people don't understand when they are opening their mouth and saying trash, releasing trash information that does not even correspond to what is going on. And that's why I say the party that has that and their followers that you could see on the social medias, on the, even on the platform here, you have them. And I call them fascists. There are some people that have been following me since like 2 years now, start attacking me, this thing, and they still not, and that's one of them I call out. That's Tuge Okafo. He has been derogatory statement, blackmailing, all sort of things. So what they say, and the foot soldiers, that is what I feel the pain. So for me, I still have my right to tell. I know what I'm saying. When I say there is a party that is fond of that.
Mohbad is gone. What would you like to express your sympathy? The likes of Olamide, Small Doctor, Publicity Boss, MI have expressed their condolence.
Before Mohbad, I think I have to, express my condolence. Extend my condolence to the both Mishap, right, in Niger State. The crisis in Adamawa too. Then Mohbad, what a lost talent. I think it was with Naira Marley. I think they have issues then together, but and he went on his own and he released a great hit. A great hit. It makes it confirm, It makes it confirm. That one is a master-selling album, and people really enjoyed it for that track. And I really feel for him. That was a lost talent, a great talent. He's one of the artists that will have, bring himself up as a nominee, Grammy nominee or African award nominee. But I really feel for his parents, and I want to say, may so rest in perfect peace. It's a great talent we lost.
Though the news surrounding his death is still kind of sketchy.
Sketchy, really.
Sketchy, but what do you think would have?
Some people are really.
What do you think could have caused?
He had a fault. He had a crisis. He had some crisis with. I keep saying.
The time he was depressed.
It may be depression. It may be depression. Also, some people are saying Mali. I said, count Mali out because Mali himself has enough problem he's facing with government now. So he can't even be thinking of Mohbad or But to me, it may be depression, it may be, but only God knows. But may God just have mercy on him, and for him to be with God, right? And I think it's so sad, right? And we should, Mohbad, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace.
Thank you so much, Mule. We appreciate you. Okay, morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, we're reacting to Kunle's opinion.
At times when we come to the social media, we should mind what we say. Why will it be calling obedient people that they are this? Who we are the first people that brought propaganda to Nigeria? Is it not Lai Mohammed and Co? He knows they are from the same state.
That's another propaganda.
You get what I'm saying?
State, I'm from Ondo State.
It's not from Kwara State.
If it's not from Kwara State, they are related. They are related somehow. They are related somehow. And they are giving propaganda, false information. Look at when Lai Mohammed was dishing fake information to Nigerian citizens for the past 8 years. And he came here and saying what does not bring out water. And he's talking about 100 senator going home with this. Everybody, even the blind, knew that the senator are earning times 10, times 100 millions of naira. The senators are collecting.
And that's what the Labour is fighting for. That these people are going on with huge amount of
They're
money.
going with huge amount.
But we have Nigerians
and he's telling us to go and investigate. He said we should go and investigate. He said we should go and investigate. That you even gave you an assignment that you are a journalist, that you should go and investigate. What an insult! This is an insult on our part. Everybody knows that the minimum amount a senator collects is around 32 million. The minimum amount. Not talk less of constituency allowance and other allowance. And they come here to bamboozle people, telling people the wrong information. He's talking about Ifakojaye. No. Let's go to another. I heard some people coming here to not to give the right information.
Okay, moving on to what Labour said, that the palliatives rolled out by the federal government are not in any way getting to the right persons. Don't you think it's high time for government to stand up to take stern measures to make sure the right persons get these palliatives?
Hello, sir.
Or should there be a committee that should be set up to monitor the activities or the process?
Let me give you an instance. That palliative and the money they gave out was to compensate the politicians. They gave 5 billion to each state. Huh? My colleague is saying 2 billion.
But I heard 5 billion. And some of them didn't get the 5 billion.
You understand? I heard it was 5 billion. Now, I want to ask this question. What was the rationale behind this palliative? Who were the people that sat? I heard it was the governors. And they agreed that it's going to be 5 billion. Now, how many states have been able to carry out that palliative? Except few states carried out that palliative. And this did not get to the right place. Was it this week or late last week that the bishops started going against the palliative did not get the palliative that this is supposed to have come through the churches, the mosques, and some other people. But it was a shock that none of this could get anything. They couldn't get anything. And the thing is just that this is a fraud, and this is a way to do what? To please the political allies that supported our president. That's my humble take about that, sir.
Now, quickly to Ondo State before we go. You understand that there is a rift going on in the state between the governor and the deputy governor. Now, this is the person that just came back from medical vacation, which we expect him to hit the ground running. Is sacking the media aides of the deputy governor a way of hitting the ground running?
Well, Mr. Keredolu, what I expected him to have done now is that he shouldn't just come in and begin to sack. Number one, Mr. Keredolu has issue on himself. This will be the second deputy governor he has. That means in terms of governance, Akeredolu is lacking in that area. No matter the issue on ground, he would have called a round table meeting, you understand, and do the needful, not by coming, sacking the media aid of his deputy governor. At least, they say charity begins at home. Even if he has done anything bad, that does not mean you should sack the media aid. Thank God you are back. You understand? You are still the chief of staff. There are better ways to do things, not by sacking other people. But the thing is just that he should be very watchful. He should be watchful of his back. Akeredolu is still not physically strong to run that state. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 months again, he will travel again. I want to say this, and I want to appeal to him. To his best of knowledge, he should learn to work in peace with the people. This is just to know who your enemy is, who your supporters is, He shouldn't just come and just take decision. Even when he was in on Earth vacation, we were told that the wives and the children wanted to be directing the thing as a kingship. The wife would just give instruction, and then not until the State House of Assembly on Ondo State made a declaration that the deputy should step in as the acting governor. And I want to say this: Akeredolu should take it easy. Life is easy. That seat is just 4 years. He should not kill himself, because after office there is still life. Relationship will still continue. Maybe the PR and all this thing he has sacked one of them may likely become the governor of one of the states one day. So life is what? Life turns around. That's my humble take about that, sir.
All right, FBI to investigate Tinubu, 2,500 documents to be released. How far do you think that this will go, and what implication do you think it will have on the president?
Well, the president is a public figure. So the FBI will come out with a tangible and facts. Okay. You understand? They will not be able to manipulate as they manipulate in Nigeria. Whatever they see, they will bring it known to the public. But as at now, as at today, Tinubu is the president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Once you become a public figure, you don't need to be beating around the bush any longer. If they say you don't have this thing, come out and say, yes, I don't have. You step down. That's my humble take, sir.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we still have time. We don't have much time again. We don't have much time. Okay, before we go, do you have any contribution to make?
Yes, my name is Comrade Emmanuel.
Wow.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Michael.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, yes.
All right, so we can make a contribution.
Yes, on the area of the FBI,
okay.
FBI investigating the president.
Okay.
I want to say here categorically that ABI is one of the most powerful institutions in the world that I know. ABI is not a Nigerian tribunal. Okay. It's not an EFCC. It's not an ICPC and DSS. So when ABI make a statement, you know, not even the president of America can intimidate or bribe the FBI. They will come with facts. Not only facts, they will come with figures. So FBI saying that they are going to investigate the president. Investigation is not going to base whether you are a president or whether you are a citizenry. FBI is no respecter of persons. They will do their work and they will come out with findings. So I want to say yes, all eyes on FBI. They will tell us the truth.
After all eyes were
yes.
on judiciary.
Judiciary.
This time around, yes.
all eyes on judiciary, but
on FBI.
Judiciary disappointed us. Okay. They give judgment based on technicality. They don't give judgment based on the voting pattern. So therefore, they disappointed Nigerians. But I want to say
not all Nigerians.
Not all Nigerians, but at least 75% of Nigerians.
Okay.
They disappointed Nigerians because their judgment did not base on the voting pattern. Okay. Mr. Michael, we all know what happened. We all know some certain clauses that up to today us do not understand. Somebody was telling us, the INEC chairman, who is our umpire, that the election will be transmitted through electoral media. So anybody that cares to listen to the media, to the press media, and to the print media, that there is no other means to transmit the result. But today we have what the tribunal is telling us, that only that could not invalidate the election of is not substantial enough to validate any election. That INEC has what do they call the right to pass through any other route to announce the result. But this is what they have been telling us. And somebody tell us that what again in Abuja, that Abuja is all a state like Nigeria. I'm going to ask myself a question. You don't need to be a lawyer before you know what is happening. Is Abuja like other states? Why are we not having governor? Why are we not having senatorial districts like applicable in other states?
All right.
My brother is what I would call this man.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We won't be able to take more, people on
Thank you.
to this program because of the situation on ground.
Yes,
So
thank you.
tomorrow is another day.
Thank you, Mr.
I
Man. Thank you for
promise to
having
give
me.
you more time tomorrow.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so
No,
much.
I'm not. I'm a comrade. I don't come to
Sorry, can
public
I?
television to dance to the
Sorry,
to the public.
I want to end the program.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much.
you
All
for
right. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us on today's edition of this program. Join us next time on the same platform. Michael Adekunle remains my name. Bye for now. Leave. Sorry, tomorrow. Gadgets. Me myself got on wet.